If you just unseal this blade, you could become a supreme immortal emperor. But instead, you tossed it into the woodshed and left it sealed for 18 years, all because the mysterious woman inside the blade warned you. Breaking the seal required plunging the treasure blade straight into your own heart, with a 90% chance of dying right then and there. You thought it was pure suicide, so you refused. But recently the sect's Holy Maiden lusted after your spiritual bloodline. She brutally ripped the bloodline right out of your body, destroying your cultivation and turning you into a total cripple. Yet, your fiancé's family didn't kick you when you were down or cancel the engagement. They even sold off every last clan asset to buy a holy healing elixir just for you. And because of that, they faced brutal oppression from rival factions, pushing them to the brink of ruin. Fast forward to today, completely backed into a corner, you decide to risk it all. Without a second thought, you grab the treasure blade and stab it violently into your chest. Instantly, a freezing chill surges through your veins. The next moment, your consciousness is thrown into a vast, bottomless universe. At the edge of the cosmos stands a jet-black treasure blade, covered in blood-red veins. The blade drifts closer and closer to you, as if trying to swallow your very mind. When you open your eyes the next morning, you are shocked to find your cultivation fully restored, and your physical body is terrifyingly stronger than before. But the woman inside the blade just scoffs. You possess the overlord physique. That so-called spiritual bloodline was merely a byproduct. How could it ever compare to the overlord physique? It is honestly laughable that you treated that pathetic bloodline like a treasure all these years, completely oblivious that your overlord physique is the true prize. However, right now, it is incomplete. You still need to hunt down and absorb 9 ancient mystic runes. These 9 runes represent the 9 divine forms of the overlord. With every rune you absorb, your physique will grow stronger. Only when you gather all 9 can you unleash the true, devastating power of the overlord. Hearing this, your blood pumps with excitement. You look down at the iron blade in your hand, realizing it has completely transformed. It is pitch black, etched with dark, blood-red patterns. On the hilt, 3 intricate little characters have appeared: Heaven Severing Blade. Sister, what grade is this weapon? The woman replies with sheer arrogance, just like your physique, it is emperor grade. Now, I will pass down a cultivation technique to you. It was born to perfectly complement your overlord physique. Suddenly, strings of golden text flood your mind, and you immediately drop into a deep meditative state. Flashes of the blade dance through your consciousness, every single strike burning into your memory. It is profound and mystical. The more you practice, the more ecstatic you become. Your mind races like a storm, and you can't help but flash back to that day in the Black Dragon Pagoda. That agonizing moment when Su Wanjun and his daughter, Su Yao, violently ripped away your bloodline. Su Yao tilting her pale, arrogant chin up. Chen Chang'an, you're just a lowly peasant from a dead family. Stepping foot into the Heavenly Fire Sect was already the greatest blessing of your miserable life. Yet you don't know your place. You fight me at every turn. You even dared to try and steal the one and only slot for the Holy Land from me. Are you even worthy? After today, I alone will walk the grand path of cultivation. 6 months from now, I will enter the Holy Land with my absolute, dazzling talent. While you can just rot in the mud like the trash you are. And watch me rise. Su Yao. A murderous glint flashes in Chen Chang'an's eyes as he suddenly roars in fury. You stole my bloodline. Your shameless betrayal is a sin against gods and men. 6 months from now, I will make you pay back this grudge 100 times over. The very next day, Chen Chang'an steps out of his room, eager to tell Uncle Yi the good news about his recovery. The Yi family has bled far too much for his sake. But right outside in the courtyard, 2 rival factions are locked in a tense standoff. Today, I, Chen Wei, have come to annul this marriage. A young man raised his hand and threw down the letter of annulment. He was none other than the second young master of the Chen family, one of the 3 great families of Tianlong City, Chen Wei. Opposite him, Yi Ling's face was deathly pale. She looked completely lost. Yi Hongtian shouted furiously, back when Qingyue entered the sacred land, and Chang'an joined the Heavenly Fire Sect. Your Chen family came to our door, begging and pleading just to secure this marriage contract. Even if this engagement were to be broken, it is absolutely not your place to speak. Your Yi family used to be glorious, sure, but now? Yi Qingyue has been in the sacred land for years without returning. I hear she's long severed all earthly ties. And that other one, Chen Chang'an, has become a condemned sinner, his bloodline completely crippled. His cultivation is totally gone. The Yi family of today is nothing but a spineless, broken dog. Meanwhile, my older brother, Chen Yuanlong, has already broken through to the Earth Spirit realm. He's even caught the eye of Elder Song from the Heavenly Fire Sect. After the battle for the Spirit Formation, he will head straight to the Heavenly Fire Sect to cultivate. Things are not like they used to be. Facing such blatant humiliation, the eyes of the Yi family members were practically tearing apart from rage. Our Chen family has already reached an agreement with the Lu family. In the battle for the spirit formation, we will join forces to slaughter every last disciple of your Yi family. The fifth elder of the Chen family sneered from the side. But right now, I'll give you a way out. Hand over all those shops belonging to your Yi family, and our Chen family might just spare you. I will also give you a way out. Cripple your own arms and legs, and crawl out of the Yi family estate. Do that, and I'll let you live. Chen Chang'an's face was ice cold. He took a massive stride forward, his aura surging wildly like an awakening beast. Chen Wei narrowed his eyes, then burst into maniacal laughter. Chen Chang'an, you're just a piece of worthless trash kicked out by the Heavenly Fire Sect. And you dare tell me to cripple my own limbs? Even if I stood right here and let you hit me, could you even break my defense? Saying that, he actually leaned his face forward. His eyes filled with arrogant, blatant provocation. Yi Hongtian, terrified that Chen Chang'an would lose his cool and end up hurting himself, hastily reached out to stop him. But in that very second, Chen Chang'an moved. The 5 fingers of his right hand clenched into a fist, immense power surging forth. He unleashed a terrifying aura, like a primeval beast awakening in the savage wilds. With absolute, crushing force, he blasted Chen Wei flying through the air. Arg! Chen Wei let out a blood-curdling scream. He smashed hard into the wall, spewing out a massive mouthful of fresh blood. A cultivator at level 8 of the human spirit realm couldn't withstand a single blow from Chen Chang'an. What? The entire Yi family gasped in shock. Yi Hongtian's eyes practically sparkled with joy. Chang'an, you've recovered? Cultivation levels are divided into the human spirit realm, earth spirit realm, sky spirit realm, true spirit realm, and saint realm. Each realm is further divided into 9 levels. 5th elder, kill him. We have the Heavenly Fire Sect backing us. Never mind just killing him. We wouldn't even fear wiping out the entire Yi family. You dare lay a hand on the second young master? Your Yi family has some nerve. The 5th elder's face darkened menacingly. Channeling his spiritual energy, he lunged straight for Chen Chang'an with murderous intent. His aura condensed into a deadly force. He raised his hand and unleashed a vicious palm strike. It was none other than the Chen family's ultimate technique, the heart-shattering palm. He is at the 2nd stage of the Earth Spirit realm. His power is absolutely terrifying. Chen Chang'an stomped hard on the ground, leaving a web of cracks in his wake. He launched himself into the air, throwing a massive punch right at the 5th elder. Bang! The sheer force roared through the air. The 5th elder was blasted back by the blow, his wrist bone snapping with a loud crack. Realizing he was up against a tough opponent, the 5th elder didn't dare drop his guard. He immediately unleashed his ultimate technique. His body suddenly swelled up with power, as the massive phantoms of a tiger and an elephant manifested around him, giving off an overwhelming pressure. Then, he threw a devastating punch. The tiger phantom bared its fangs and slashed its claws, its roar shaking the very sky. Chen Chang'an just sneered, and activated his overlord physique. With pure killing intent boiling over, he smashed out 3 consecutive punches right in midair. Final punch landed squarely on the 5th elder's chest. The force blasted right through his body. The 5th elder froze completely. He looked down at his shattered flesh and crushed ribs, his lips twitching with an unspeakable terror and despair. 3 punches. That was all it took to destroy him. Absolute obliteration. After finishing off the 5th elder, Chen Chang'an, radiating a terrifying murderous aura, slowly walked over to Chen Wei. Chen Wei collapsed in absolute terror, screaming at the top of his lungs. My Chen family is backed by Elder Song. If you dare to kill me, the Yi family will never have a chance to survive this. Never. Chen Chang'an didn't even bother listening to his garbage. He just stomped down, crushing his throat in an instant. From beginning to end, he was as ruthless and decisive as a literal god of death. The Yi family members were completely stunned. In the distance, Yi Hongtian was the first to snap back to reality. Filled with joy, he rushed forward. He grabbed Chen Chang'an by the shoulder, pouring a stream of spiritual energy into him to check his condition. Chang'an, you haven't just recovered. You've actually broken through, haven't you? Chen Chang'an smiled warmly. As long as I'm here. From this day forward, no one will ever bully our Yi family again. Yi Ling covered her mouth, her eyes filled with both joy and deep worry. But Chang'an, now that you've killed Chen Wei, we've completely crossed the point of no return with the Chen family. Sister Ling, Chen Chang'an's voice was absolute. From the moment he showed up at our door to cancel the engagement and dragged your name through the mud, he was already a dead man walking. Elder Song from the Heavenly Fire Sect arrived in Sky Seal City yesterday. He's staying right at the Chen family estate. The time isn't right yet. We absolutely must keep Chang'an's recovery a strict secret. As for the deaths of Chen Wei and the 5th elder, I will take full responsibility for them. Yi Hongtian declared with a grave, solemn expression. He knew very well that the fight for the spirit array in 2 days was going to be an absolute bloodbath. But since when has the Yi family ever backed down? The great elder stepped forward. Our Yi family doesn't have a single coward among us. At the spirit array tournament, it's about time we show those bastards exactly how united our Yi family truly is. The rest of the crowd immediately chimed in, echoing his words. Chen Chang'an's return to power was exactly the shot of adrenaline they all desperately needed. This also filled them with confidence for the spirit array battle. After returning to his room, Chen Chang'an took out a pill. Sister, when I killed those two earlier I faintly felt my cultivation bottleneck starting to loosen. Could it be I'm about to break through to the Earth Spirit Realm? You haven't even reached the 10th stage yet and you're already dreaming of the Earth Spirit Realm? The mysterious woman's dismissive voice echoed from within the heaven-slaying saber. Chen Chang'an was confused. Doesn't every realm only have 9 stages? In this era, spiritual energy is too thin. To ensure cultivators can still advance normally, the laws of heaven and earth suppress the limit from the 10th stage down to the 9th. But you possess the overlord body. You can defy the heavens. This era might restrict ordinary people. But it cannot restrict you, the mysterious woman said coldly. For other cultivators, the 10th stage is an unreachable hidden realm. But for you, it's as easy as walking on flat ground. Chen Chang'an's face lit up. Then I'll give it a try. Saying that, he tossed the pill into his mouth. The moment the spiritual energy exploded, he guided the surging heat to wash through his limbs and bones. A golden light erupted from his skin. That was the true color of the overlord body. Boom! In just a matter of seconds, Chen Chang'an stepped into the 10th stage of the human spirit realm. Instantly, a deafening boom echoed outside. The spiritual energy of the entire Tianlong city began to frantically surge toward his courtyard, forming a massive phenomenon in the sky. Every cultivator in Tianlong city was absolutely stunned. Over at the Liu family, everyone was in a panic, hurriedly sending out scouts to gather intel. Deep inside the Yi family estate, young Master Yi Yan has broken through. A servant yelled at the top of his lungs. Young Master Yi Yan has successfully broken through to the 9th stage of the human spirit realm. The news sent shockwaves through the entire estate. In a flash, dozens of elders and disciples all rushed toward Yi Yan's courtyard. Yi Yan was standing right in the middle of it, staring up at the thick, swirling spiritual energy in the sky, flashing a bitter smile. He had indeed relied on the pill to break through to the 9th stage of the human spirit realm, but this massive sky phenomenon? It had absolutely nothing to do with him. Looking at the epicenter, the source was clearly coming from Chen Chang'an's room. But because they lived right next door to each other, everyone had mistaken it for his. Yi Hongtian strode over, his face flushed with excitement. First Chang'an's recovery, and now your breakthrough. What a streak of fantastic news. Yi Yan was just about to explain when his eyes darted to the edge of the crowd, spotting Chen Chang'an. He froze for a second, suddenly realizing something. Chen Chang'an placed a finger over his lips, making a quiet, shush, gesture. Then, he silently slipped away from the crowd. It instantly clicked for Yi Yan. If the Heavenly Fire Sect finds out about my brother-in-law's recovery, they'll definitely send experts right away to nip him in the bud. In this massive phenomenon, it's already caught the attention of half the Yuan kingdom. Someone has to take the heat for this. He quickly cupped his hands. Thank you all for the congratulations, elders. But honestly, the credit goes entirely to my brother-in-law. He gave me a grade 3 pill, that's the only reason I was able to break through. Yi Hongtian narrowed his eyes. Wait, didn't he need that pill for his own recovery? Seeing Yi Yan's awkward expression, Yi Hongtian tilted his head up, taking another hard look at the epicenter of the spiritual energy. After comparing the distance between their courtyards, a thought struck him. Could it be that even this celestial phenomenon was caused by Chang'an? To confirm his suspicions, Yi Hongtian made a trip to Chen Chang'an's courtyard. This celestial anomaly, you caused it, didn't you? Yes. Chen Chang'an smiled, but it's probably for the best if we let Yi Yan take the credit for this. The Sky Fire Sect breathing down our necks until we find a strong backer. We need to keep a low profile. Even though your bloodline was stolen, your cultivation speed has actually gotten faster. Yi Hongtian sighed in amazement. He then gritted his teeth. Damn it, it's a shame our family doesn't have enough medicinal pills to help you break through to the Earth Spirit Realm. I originally sold that spirit mine for 5 pills. The heaven-reaching pavilion still owes us 2. But once they caught wind that the Chen and Liu families were teaming up against us, they just flat out refused to pay. Chen Chang'an's expression turned ice cold. That spirit mine, if we traded it for tier 3 pills, it should be worth at least 10 or more. Yi Hongtian shook his head. They knew I was desperate. They banned every shop in town from selling me medicine. Under their threats, I had no choice but to sell it for dirt cheap. I figured 5 pills is fine. As long as it helps you recover, it's worth it. But those bastards went back on their word. After Yi Hongtian left, a razor-sharp glint flashed in Chen Chang'an's eyes. The Heaven-reaching Pavilion was a renowned merchant guild in the eastern region, with branches everywhere. Their background was mysterious, and their power was immense. Pulling a stunt like this, they really think the Yi family has no one left to fight back. It's a dog-eat-dog world. They're just banking on the fact that the Yi family is plagued by internal and external troubles, and too weak to retaliate. Inside the Iron Blade, the mysterious woman suddenly let out a cold sneer. Seeing how hard you've worked to restore your cultivation, I will gift you a single streak of blade aura. Keep it as a life-saving trump card. You can trigger it whenever you're in absolute danger. Chen Chang'an's face lit up with joy. A blade aura? What level is it? How strong is it? Any living soul in the eastern region, it can slaughter them all. Right around noon, a young man draped in a black robe, his face hidden beneath a hood, stopped at the entrance of the Heaven-reaching Pavilion. But the second he stepped closer, a guard blocked his path. The guard barked coldly, "We have VIPs inside. All you commoners, back off. Only those with a token are allowed inside." The token was an exclusive symbol of status issued by the pavilion. Only true VIPs were worthy of having one. The Yi family actually had one, but Yi Hongtian kept it on him. Chen Chang'an spoke up, "I don't have a token." "Then get the hell out of here." The guard spat with a look of absolute disgust. He didn't even let Chen Chang'an finish his sentence before cutting him off. Arrogant as ever, he knew damn well you don't mess with people who hold tokens. But this punk in front of him clearly wasn't one of them. Chen Chang'an frowned. "I'm here to see your manager." The guard snorted with laughter. "See our manager? Ha, who the hell do you think you are?" Smack. Chen Chang'an slapped the guard right across the face. The terrifying force of his arm sent the man flying instantly. "What garbage! How dare you block my path!" Chen Chang'an pulled his hand back, stepping arrogantly into the pavilion. "Who is this guy? His face is covered. I can't tell who he is. Daring to hit someone inside the Tongtian Pavilion, he's got some serious nerve." The crowd of onlookers buzzed with gossip. The moment Chen Chang'an stepped inside, a group of guards swarmed up, surrounding him in the center, their eyes burning with murderous intent. "Tell Manager Hong to get out here. I have business with him." Chen Chang'an gripped the hilt of the blade at his waist with his right hand, and pulled back his hood with his left, revealing that calm, completely unbothered face. Up on the second floor, inside an elegant private room, a refined middle-aged man glanced down at the scene. "Hong Yi, he's looking for you." Hong Yi, the manager of the Tongtian Pavilion, was currently standing carefully by his side. Hearing this, a flash of pure annoyance flared in his eyes. "My lord, this brat is the exact same one who was recently kicked out by the Sky Fire Sect, Chen Chang'an. He must be here to cause trouble. I'll head down and handle him right away." Saying this, Hong Yi left with a fawning, eager smile. Opposite the middle-aged man sat a young girl in black clothes. She was stunningly beautiful, with a hint of pride in her eyes. "I've heard of him. Chen Chang'an, the genius of the Sky Fire Sect who could rival Su Yao." Word is he had dirty intentions toward Su Yao, got his bloodline crippled, and got thrown out. It's just looking at his aura, he doesn't seem crippled at all. Right? The middle-aged man chuckled lightly, picked up his tea, and took a sip. "Let's just watch quietly. Let's see what his actual goal is." "Chen Chang'an, are you looking to die?" Hong Yi's eyes blazed with fury, as he dashed right up to Chen Chang'an, grinding his teeth. "You know damn well we have VIPs in the pavilion, yet you still dare to make a scene here? You really think the Yi family can protect you?" Chen Chang'an sneered. "Manager Hong, you owe my Yi family 2 elixirs. You've been stalling forever, forcing me to come right to your door and demand them. If word of this gets out, whose reputation takes a hit? I already told Yi Hongtian I'd hand them over in a few days." "Shut up." Hong Yi was just about to make his excuses, but Chen Chang'an cut him off right there. "You clearly heard that the Chen and Lu families would target my Yi family during the Spirit Array battle, and you figured my family is doomed to be wiped out. That's why you want to bail on this debt. The Tongtian Pavilion's 1,000-year reputation. Is it really going to be destroyed by your hands?" These words were absolute and unyielding, ringing out loud and clear. Hong Yi instantly panicked. "You little punk, trying to extort us at our own door? You've picked the wrong place to make a scene. Guards, take him down." The crowd of guards lunged forward in unison. "If you won't hand him over, then we fight." Chen Chang'an's face turned ice cold as he charged into the mob, his fists a blur of motion. A terrifying brute force erupted instantly, crushing everything in its path. Any guard who even grazed his fists was left with shattered bones and torn muscles. They were sent flying through the air. Human Spirit Realm, 10th level? The young woman in black looked genuinely surprised. She glanced up at the middle-aged man beside her. "Uncle, is this that hidden realm you were talking about?" The refined man's expression turned dead serious. "I've only ever read about it in ancient texts. I never thought anyone could actually achieve it in real life. Then that massive phenomenon in the sky earlier, it was most likely him. And not Yi Yan, it seems. He's got a huge bone to pick with your Tongtian Pavilion. A smirk played on the young woman's lips. Aren't you going to ask him why? Swish. The middle-aged man leapt down from the balcony, gliding weightlessly across the room before landing right in the middle of the chaos. Hong Yi was just about to strike personally, but the moment he spotted the man, panic flooded his face. As 7th Pavilion Master, you really didn't need to trouble yourself over this little mess. The man ignored him. Tell me, exactly what happened here. He stared directly at Chen Chang'an. If you are in the right, I swear I won't play favorites. Chen Chang'an kept his chin high, completely unfazed. He laid out exactly how Hong Yi had played dirty, forcing the price of the spirit mine down, and how the manager had flat out refused to hand over the remaining 2 pills they had agreed on. He explained the whole stalling tactic. The middle-aged man shot a sharp glare at Hong Yi, silently daring him to deny it. Hong Yi's face flushed a deep, guilty red. He stood there, speechless. The pavilion master gave a slow, knowing smile. Smack. He backhanded Hong Yi straight across the face. Then, he pulled out a handkerchief, calmly wiping his hands with a gentle, polite smile. I apologize for my lack of discipline. I allowed a manager to drag our good name through the mud. Let's do this. I'm returning your spirit mine. And please keep those pills as my personal apology. Chen Chang'an was stunned. Hong Yi was the head manager of the Tongtian Pavilion in Tianlong City. A powerful Earth Spirit Realm warrior at the 6th level. Yet this man had just slapped him like it was nothing. Remembering the title Hong Yi used, the man's identity was crystal clear. The 7th Pavilion Master, the absolute top boss of the Tongtian Pavilion in the Yuan Kingdom. He controlled over 10 different branches. Panicking, Hong Yi scrambled to hand over the contract. And the 2 Tier 3 pills, bowing his head in shame. Young Master Chen, I got too greedy. Please forgive me. Chen Chang'an took the items. Thank you, 7th Pavilion Master. He could tell the master was going out of his way to build a bridge. He offered a respectful salute. Sorry for the mess today. I'll be taking my leave. Hold on. A shadow dropped gracefully from the 2nd floor. It was the young woman in black. Strikingly beautiful, yet carrying an undeniably fierce and heroic aura. She hugged a gorgeous blade to her chest. You're the first genius I've ever met who actually unlocked that hidden realm. I'd like to see what you've got. Chen Chang'an looked straight at her, neither agreeing nor refusing. Just as the girl in black frowned, Chen Chang'an said with a totally straight face. I'm broke. I need money. And I need resources. I'll spar with you, sure, but you've gotta put up some spirit pills. And rare treasures. Bring some out, and then I'll fight you. Hong Yi was absolutely dumbfounded. The 7th Pavilion Master's eyes went wide, and even the girl in black was completely stunned. Did I hear that right? The 7th Pavilion Master was in total shock. This kid is actually asking Fang Ning for resources? Everyone knows what Fang Ning is like. She's a bigger penny pincher than anyone. I'm broke too. The girl in black refused flat out. I don't have any resources to give you, but I really do want to spar. I'll pay. You go ahead and spar with her. I'll put up 300-year-old spirit herbs, and 10 rank 2 pills. The 7th Pavilion Master smiled eagerly. Fang Ning was the #1 genius of the Feng Shui sect, with her cultivation already at the 3rd stage of the Earth Spirit Realm. Looking at the entire Yuan Kingdom, few could match her. The #1 sect in the Yuan Kingdom was the Tianwo sect. And the second was the Feng Shui sect. The 2 sects were bitter, blood enemies. They fought to the bitter end. For so many years, they had been at each other's throats. The 7th Pavilion Master was clearly thrilled, waiting to see who would come out on top between Fang Ning and Chen Chang'an, the man who had once shaken the Tianwo sect. Are you a blade cultivator, or a body cultivator? Fang Ning raised an eyebrow. If you aren't going to use a blade, then neither will I think we'd better. Chen Chang'an replied. Technically speaking, I cultivate both the blade and the body. Swoosh. Fang Ning didn't waste another breath. In a flash, she drew her blade and slashed at him. The terrifying light carried a horrifying pressure, forming a razor-sharp wave of blade energy. That seemed to tear through the very air. Chen Chang'an's expression turned dead serious. The pressure was overwhelming, suffocating him like a crashing tidal wave. So this is a true genius? Boom! Chen Chang'an's eyes glinted fiercely as he slapped his palm directly against the flat of Fang Ning's blade, knocking it aside. With that first exchange out of the way, both of their fighting spirits ignited. The 2 figures lunged at each other. Blade energy shot into the sky. Chen Chang'an pushed his 7-foot profound step to the limit to dodge. But she seemed to see right through his every move. Wherever her blade aura swept, backed Chen Chang'an into a painfully tight corner, just as he was about to be driven to a dead end. Chen Chang'an flicked his scabbard with his thumb, and tightly gripped the hilt. The heaven-cleaving blade roared out of its sheath, slashing straight toward Fang Ning. With a deafening clang of clashing metal, the two figures crossed paths and simultaneously sheathed their blades. Chen Chang'an looked down to see that the clothes on his shoulder had been sliced open by her blade aura. But his own strike had landed right at Fang Ning's waist. It was a draw. Hong Yi was absolutely stunned. He knew exactly how terrifying Fang Ning's talent was. After months of bitter, closed-door training, she was on the verge of soaring to incredible heights. And yet Chen Chang'an had actually fought her to a standstill. Fang Ning held back, the 7th Pavilion Master noted, giving Chen Chang'an a long, profound look. But even so, it was more than enough to prove just how monstrous Chen Chang'an really was. And he hasn't even reached the Earth Spirit realm yet. My cultivation base is higher than yours. This wasn't a fair fight. Once you break through to the Earth Spirit realm, we'll fight again. Fang Ning sheathed her blade. She looked at Chen Chang'an with newfound respect. There were very few people in this world who could earn her approval. Then I'll have to ask Miss Fang to wait just 2 more days. Chen Chang'an said, taking his cultivation resources from an attendant. Once the spirit array battle is over, we can have our rematch. Fang Ning was taken aback. Are you saying that after the spirit array tournament, you'll reach the Earth Spirit realm? Let's see here. That only leaves you 2 days, right? You just unlocked your hidden realm. And you're already making such bold claims. Is that sheer confidence? Or just pure arrogance? Chen Chang'an simply nodded. Exactly. Alright, since you put it that way, I don't mind waiting for you at all. Fang Ning's fighting spirit was completely ignited. Young Master Chen, please, take this token. The 7th Pavilion Master stepped forward, handing over a brilliant gold medallion. With this token in hand, no branch of the Tongtian Pavilion will ever dare to slight you. Gold? Hong Yi's eyes nearly popped out of his head. The tokens of the Tongtian Pavilion, from lowest to highest tier, were ranked as bronze, silver, gold, and the legendary purple gold. Different tokens represented vastly different levels of status. Take the bronze token, for instance. There were only 100 of them in the entire Yuan Kingdom, given strictly to VIPs. As for the silver token, there were no more than 10 in the whole kingdom. Holding one made you an honored guest at any branch, with a credit line of 100,000 spirit stones. And the gold token, this was the only one in the entire Yuan Kingdom. Not only did it grant a staggering credit line of 1 million spirit stones, it also offered massive discounts. You have to understand, the entire Yi family's annual income was only 100,000 spirit stones. Thank you, Pavilion Master. Taking the gold token, Chen Chang'an bid the group farewell. He pulled up his hood and walked out of the Tongtian Pavilion. But the second he stepped outside, he heard an incredibly arrogant, mocking voice ring out. Yi Qinghan, I booked every single cultivation room in the Tongtian Pavilion today. If you get on your knees and beg me, I might just consider sparing one for you. Xiao Han? Chen Chang'an's eyes instantly went ice cold. He looked toward the commotion and saw a young man surrounded by an entourage, blocking the pavilion's entrance. His lackeys were lined up behind him, completely barring Yi Qinghan from coming inside. Chen Tianlong, you're just looking for trouble on purpose. Yi Qinghan's face was flushed with fury. Although he was young, rebellious, and prone to acting on impulse, he still strictly followed his father's rules. Lay low and avoid causing trouble these next 2 days. Chen Tianlong, the eldest young master of the Chen family, Chen Hui's genius older brother. Right now, killing intent was slowly gathering in his eyes. Yi Hongqian killed my second brother. To return the favor, I'm going to wipe out every single Yi family disciple at the Spirit Array battle. Every last one. Yi Qinghan clenched his fists tightly. Then we'll just wait and see. He had originally come here to use the cultivation rooms in the Tongtian Pavilion to break through his realm. He was just a tiny bit weaker than Yi Yan. After taking the pill, his realm was stuck right at the peak of the 8th level of the human spirit realm. With the Spirit Array battle coming up, Yi Qinghan also wanted to do his part for the family. But he never expected to run into Chen Tianlong here, blocking his path. He had no choice but to swallow his anger. Tongtian Pavilion had rules, no fighting on their turf. Chen Tianlong was trying to provoke Yi Qinghan with words, wanting him to lose his mind so he could take advantage of the situation. Surprisingly, the kid held it all in. Chen Tianlong sneered coldly, getting humiliated and you don't even dare to fight back. With that little bit of skill, you're just like that piece of trash, Chen Chang'an. You dare insult my brother-in-law? I'll kill you. Yi Qinghan had a hot-blooded teenage temper. He hadn't lost control despite all of Chen Tianlong's previous insults. But the moment he heard him insult Chen Chang'an, he couldn't hold it in anymore. Just as Yi Qinghan was about to rush forward, a hand pressed down on his shoulder. Brother-in-law. Yi Qinghan turned around and saw Chen Chang'an. He froze for a second. Right after that, he felt extremely awkward about his emotional outburst just now, squirming uncomfortably. He actually heard that this is so embarrassing. Chen Tianlong. Chen Chang'an didn't care about these little details. He narrowed his eyes and said casually, I can tell you've got a lot of free time. Your brother just died, and you're this happy? Chen Chang'an. Chen Tianlong almost choked on his rage, but he quickly suppressed his temper. I heard Yi Hongtian sold the spirit mine to Tongtian Pavilion at a dirt cheap price just so you could recover. Your Yi family is out of backup resources now. You can only fight to the death at the spirit array. Don't worry, our two families won't let you get what you want. Chen Tianlong leaned in close and said in a totally ruthless tone, Peeved. Cultivation resources? I'm really not lacking any right now. Chen Chang'an chuckled, pulling out a contract and waving it around. That spirit mine? Tongtian Pavilion gave it back. What? Chen Tianlong's face changed drastically, and he immediately roared. Manager Hong, we had a deal. You were supposed to sell this spirit mine to my Chen family. Deal my ass. Hong Yi just happened to hear this and was scared out of his wits. He rushed over in a few quick strides and slapped Chen Tianlong right across the face. As if that wasn't enough, he gave him another backhand slap. Smack, smack, those two sharp slaps shocked everyone present. Even Chen Tianlong was absolutely stunned. He clutched his face. Manager Hong, you hit me? After Chen Chang'an was crippled, he became the #1 genius of Heavenly Seal City. Naturally, he was arrogant and proud. But now, getting slapped in public. He was about to explode from pure rage. So what if I hit you? Hong Yi roared furiously. Young Master Chen is an honored guest of our Tongtian Pavilion. Who the hell do you think you are? How dare you disrespect him like this? Slapping you is letting you off easy. After yelling that, he quickly turned to show his loyalty to Chen Chang'an. Young Master Chen, I swear, I have absolutely zero ties with the rest of the Chen family. Earlier, Chen Chang'an's terrifying talent. He had seen it with his own eyes. Even the 7th Pavilion Master wanted to get on his good side. How could someone like Hong Yi dare to offend him? Inside the pavilion, Fang Ning watched the whole scene and scoffed. Second uncle, this subordinate of yours really knows how to read the room, huh? The 7th Pavilion Master just smiled without saying a word. He's nothing but a piece of trash. What kind of honored guest is he? I'm the one holding the Tongtian Pavilion's silver token. Veins bulged on Chen Tianlong's forehead. The more he thought about it, the more humiliated he felt. He angrily yanked a token out of his storage ring. A silver token, a symbol of absolute high status. He was completely certain that once he flashed this status symbol, Hong Yi would never dare to treat him poorly again. A silver token? That ain't worth shit. Hong Yi reached out and snatched it right out of his hand. Chen Tianlong was completely dumbfounded. Get the hell out of here. Hong Yi glared at him sideways. From this day forward, our Tongtian Pavilion will no longer welcome anyone from the Chen family. Chen Tianlong's pupils shrank in shock. He stared at Hong Yi, and then at Chen Chang'an. He had no idea what was going on, but he knew that staying here would only lead to more humiliation. Words are useless now, Chen Chang'an. Just wait until the Spirit Array tournament. He spat out those harsh words, and quickly hurried away with his men. The crowd of onlookers started whispering. The Chen family really made a huge fool of themselves today. Chen Chang'an glanced over at Hong Yi. He gave a brief, polite bow with his hands. Regardless of the manager's hidden motives, since he stepped up to get him out of this mess, it definitely saved him a lot of trouble. It was nothing, Hong Yi replied with a fawning smile. He stood there and watched Chen Chang'an and Yi Qinghan walk away. He let out a heavy sigh of relief before finally heading back inside the pavilion. Seeing the 7th Pavilion Master's half-amused gaze, Hong Yi felt a sudden wave of guilt. I swear I really don't have any ties with the Chen family. Hong Yi, the 7th Pavilion Master said calmly. You've been following me for many years now, but there's one thing I hope you finally understand. Chen Chang'an, he used to be a peerless genius. Even though he hit rock bottom, it doesn't mean he'll never have a chance to make a comeback. It's easy to praise a man when he's on top, but offering help when he's down in the dirt? That's what truly counts. Yes, 7th Pavilion Master. I understand. Hong Yi nodded vigorously, like a chick pecking at grain. After scolding Hong Yi, the 7th Pavilion Master turned to look at Fang Ning. You have any leads on the Spirit Blood Secret Realm? We've found the approximate location, but the exact details still need to be confirmed. Fang Ning raised an eyebrow. The Heavenly Fire Sect has also dispatched Elder Song. There is a high chance he's after the secret realm. If it comes down to it, I will help you, the 7th Pavilion Master promised. Inside the Chen family's council hall. What? Are you saying the Tongtian Pavilion has openly sided with the Yi family? The middle-aged man standing there radiated a dark, oppressive aura. A cold glint flashed in his eyes upon hearing the news. The Tongtian Pavilion has always remained neutral. They never get involved in these kinds of disputes. Besides, our Chen family is one of the very few noble houses that possesses a silver token. How dare that Hong Yi do this? Didn't you show him the token? This man was none other than the Chen family patriarch, Chen Chang'an. Having just lost a son, his entire body reeked of murderous intent. Father, I did take out the token, but Hong Yi snatched it right out of my hands and crushed it under his foot. This time, I was utterly humiliated. Chen Tianlong gritted his teeth. He was the only genius of his generation in Heavenly Seal City to reach the Earth Spirit Realm. Yet, he had been publicly humiliated like that. Hong Yi. Chen Zhongshan's face twisted with murderous rage. He took a deep breath, forcibly suppressing his furious temper. Elder Song, what are your thoughts on this? Up on the main seat sat a white-haired old man. He was Elder Song of the Heavenly Fire Sect, an expert at the 7th tier of the Earth Spirit Realm, a man of immense power and authority. The Tongtian Pavilion has likely struck some sort of deal with the Yi family, so they're just doing them a passing favor. However, in the face of absolute power, all tricks are entirely useless. Elder Song cast a sideways glance. Chen Tianlong, do you know why I look upon you with such high regard? Chen Tianlong immediately stood at attention. He quickly bowed his head. Because you are ruthless, you act decisively and above all, you are a smart man. After Elder Song finished speaking, he pushed a spirit weapon and a pill across the table toward Chen Tianlong. A tier 4 spirit weapon, the soul guiding sword, and a tier 3 pill, the aura burst pill. I am lending these to you. With them in hand, they will guarantee you can slaughter Chen Chang'an and wipe out the entire Yi family. Spirit weapons, pills, runes were ranked from tier 1 to tier 10, and anything above tier 10 was classified as spirit grade. A tier 4 spirit weapon was incredibly rare and precious. The entire Chen family didn't possess a single one. As for the aura burst pill, it was an absolute masterpiece among tier 3 pills. Once consumed, it could instantly boost one's physical strength by 50%. The only price was 3 days of severe weakness afterward. Chen Tianlong asked hesitantly, is this Miss Sus intention? HMPH. Elder Song snorted through his nose. Thank you so much, Elder Song. After confirming it, Chen Tianlong was overjoyed and immediately cupped his hands in a respectful bow. I am doing you a huge favor. Besides having you wipe out all the disciples of the Yi family, there is another requirement. You absolutely must seize the spirit array. Elder Song narrowed his eyes slightly. A mere Yi family is not worth me coming here in person. My true goal is to explore what lies beneath the spirit array. Beneath the spirit array? Chen Tianlong and Chen Zhongshan were both greatly shocked. There is no harm in telling you. Recently, there are rumors saying a secret realm is emerging near Heavenly Seal City. Our Heavenly Fire Sect has done the calculations and narrowed it down to 3 locations. Beneath this spirit array is one of them. Elder Song chuckled softly. This secret realm is called Spirit Blood. It opened once, 10 years ago, and forged an incredibly powerful cultivator. You both should know him. His name is Shi Lang, the vice principal of the Imperial Capital Academy. Lord Shi Lang? The two men's pupils shrank in fear. That is right. Shi Lang is only 27 years old. Yet he has already become the vice principal of the Imperial Capital Academy, holding immense power and status. He is a super genius among the younger generation. But did you know, 10 years ago, he was an absolute nobody. Just an outer sect disciple of my Heavenly Fire Sect. After accidentally entering the Spirit Blood secret realm, he actually obtained a terrifying spirit grade bloodline. His cultivation speed became insanely fast, breaking all the way through to the Heavenly Spirit realm. Elder Song paused after every word. According to what he said, there were 3 portions of spirit blood inside the secret realm. He took one of them. It was this secret realm that made him who he is today. No wonder even the Heavenly Fire Sect is taking this so seriously. Chen Tianlong suddenly understood. However, he also knew that this kind of high-stakes game had nothing to do with him. Beneath the spirit array is one of the 3 areas where the spirit blood secret realm might appear. So, no matter what, the Chen family must fight for it and get it for me. Elder Song patted Chen Tianlong on the shoulder. If the spirit blood secret realm is truly in this place, then this soul guiding sword will be given to you as your initiation gift for joining the sect. Thank you so much, my lord. Chen Tianlong was trembling with excitement. The Imperial Capital Academy has arrived. Clear the entire area. Inside the largest restaurant in Heavenly Seal City, a loud voice rang out, and several disciples filed into the room. Some guests who were still eating showed looks of sheer shock. What is happening today? Why would the Imperial Capital Academy rush over here? The old man leading the group was none other than Elder He of the Imperial Capital Academy, He Wen. He stood with his hands behind his back, his eyes sweeping across the entire room. He muttered to himself, the location of the Spirit Blood secret realm is uncertain. I hope we made the right choice coming here. Lord Shi Lang once obtained the spirit blood from the spirit blood secret realm, and skyrocketed to greatness ever since. The Imperial Capital Academy obviously wanted to replicate this method and forge another peerless genius. Only disciples under 18 years of age can enter the spirit blood secret realm. So this time, the Imperial Capital Academy divided the disciples under 18 into 3 groups, each heading to one of the 3 areas. Let's see who Lady Luck finally decides to favor. Under the watchful eyes of the masses, the Heavenly Seal City's spirit array battle has finally begun. On this day, a massive crowd of cultivators gathered on the outskirts of the city. But they had ulterior motives. They didn't really care about the spirit array. Their true target was the spirit blood secret realm. Over in the Chen family's seating area, Brother Chen, the only younger generation from the Yi family fit to compete, are Yi Yan and Yi Chang'an. That kid Yi Yan triggered a heaven and earth phenomenon when he broke through to the 9th level of the human spirit realm. He might be a little tricky to deal with. Lu Ying, the patriarch of the Lu family, gave a sinister grin. However, my son, Lu Zheng, can definitely kill him. Our Lu family has also received a promise from the Heavenly Fire Sect. For every Yi family disciple we take down, we get a reward. Chen Chang'an nodded on the surface, but deep down, he was sneering. A chance to steal the spotlight like this, why the hell should your Lu family get it? After this battle, my Chen family will completely dominate Heavenly Seal City. Well, it's still up in the air whether the Yi family even has the guts to show up. Lu Zheng stood there with his arms crossed, a deeply arrogant look on his face. As someone at the absolute peak of the 9th level of the human spirit realm, he was overflowing with confidence. Oh, the Yi family is actually here. From a distance, someone spotted a group of figures approaching. The man leading them walked with the fierce, imposing stride of a tiger. It was none other than Yi Hongtian. Right behind him were several of the family elders and the younger generation. Almost all of them showed up. The Yi family actually had the guts to come. Lu Zheng's eyes sharpened like blades. He let out a cold laugh. Perfect. This battle is destined to make me famous. It's just a damn shame that Chen Chang'an turned into a piece of trash. Otherwise, stepping over his body to reach the top would have been a lot more satisfying. Yi Hongtian led his group over to their designated area. They were stationed not too far from the Chen and Lu families. As their eyes met across the grounds, pure hatred flared up between them. My son's body still hasn't been buried. Chen Zhongshan's eyes were terrifyingly cold. That's because I'm going to make your entire Yi family be buried right alongside him. Yi Yan and Yi Chang'an, not bad. Everyone who's supposed to die is here. Chen Tianlong swept his gaze across the Yi family. Finally, his eyes locked onto a young man in a black robe. The boy looked completely calm and unbothered, with a fiercely patterned black battle blade hanging at his waist. He seemed to be resting with his eyes closed. Chen Chang'an, hey, even the ones who shouldn't be here, showed up anyway. Chen Tianlong shook his head slowly, his face full of absolute disgust. So what if the Heavenly Pavilion is protecting you? In this world, absolute power is the only thing that matters. If I kill you within the rules of the tournament, who's going to say a damn thing? Slowly, Chen Chang'an opened his eyes. A blindingly sharp, blade-like glint erupted from his gaze, piercing right into Chen Tianlong's eyes from across the field. In that split second, Chen Tianlong felt like he had been shoved into a freezing, bottomless well. A bone-chilling terror washed over his entire body. This is impossible, he's just a useless cripple. How could he have such a terrifying look in his eyes? Chen Tianlong was deeply shocked. He hastily circulated his spiritual energy, driving away that creeping chill. When he looked at Chen Chang'an again, he realized the guy seemed completely different from before. What am I afraid of? I have a tier 4 spiritual weapon in my hand, and an explosive chi pill as my trump card. Even killing someone above my level would be a piece of cake. Chen Tianlong comforted himself with these thoughts. Song Ting, the Heavenly Fire Sect, really isn't even trying to hide it anymore, huh? Chen Chang'an didn't even bother to look at Chen Tianlong, or the Chen Zhongshan father and son duo. He stared straight at Elder Song, and said coldly, knowing Su Yao's ruthless and decisive nature, "She must have sent you here to eliminate the problem at its roots, right?" Elder Song was just about to sneer, when Chen Chang'an spoke again. "Back in the Heavenly Fire Sect, every single time you faced me, you looked so incredibly respectful. You were terrified of offending me. And now, in the blink of an eye, you're strutting around in front of me? You really are just a dog relying on its master's power. You're courting death." Elder Song's face turned freezing cold. The killing intent in his heart surged. Even though this little brat has become a useless cripple, he still has such a sharp tongue. The Imperial Capital Academy is here to observe the spiritual array battle. Voice echoed from a distance. Immediately after, He Wen rushed over, leading a group of disciples from the Imperial Capital Academy. Elder Song's eyes narrowed coldly. His original plan was just to scout things out. If the spirit blood secret realm really existed, he would seize it immediately, and then report back, so the sect could send disciples inside. But right now, the Imperial Capital Academy had brought their disciples straight here. They were planning to enter the secret realm right on the spot. Terrified of falling behind, the clueless youths from the three great families all looked completely bewildered. The Imperial Capital Academy has always kept a low profile. Why would they come all the way out here? I have no idea. Could they be here to recruit new disciples? Listening to the chatter all around them, He Wen let out a soft chuckle. The Yi family has produced a genius who actually triggered a phenomenon of heaven and earth. Today, our Imperial Capital Academy has come specifically to witness this. If his performance in the spiritual array battle is outstanding, we will extend a special invitation for him to join us, granting him the full privileges of an inner court disciple. The Spirit Blood Secret Realm. Only the Heavenly Fire Sect, the Wind Profound Sect, the Heaven Reaching Pavilion, and the Imperial Capital Academy knew about it. Since they were already here, they needed a completely legitimate excuse. And as luck would have it, Yi Yan had just triggered that heavenly phenomenon. They could simply claim they were desperate for talent. And that was why they rushed over. It made perfect, logical sense. As soon as Yi Wen said those words, the crowd went absolutely wild with excitement. Factions like the Heavenly Fire Sect, the Wind Profound Sect, and the Imperial Capital Academy getting accepted into those places was no easy task. But once you got in, you would be blessed with absolutely top-tier cultivation resources. Yi Yan, you are seriously so lucky. Brother Yan, they came all this way just for you. Yi Qinghan grinned from ear to ear. The Imperial Capital Academy isn't like those ordinary sects, you know. They're much more united, deeply valuing their legacy passed down through the generations. If we could join them, that would definitely be a huge plus. Yi Yan nodded, instinctively rubbing the ancient black ring on his finger. His face showed little emotion. Chen Chang'an, on the other hand, was looking all around. He seemed to be waiting for someone. That fierce girl in black. Looks like she isn't here yet. The Tongtian Pavilion has arrived. Just as he was wondering, three figures approached from a distance. The 7th Pavilion Master, Hong Yi, and that girl in black, hugging her blade to her chest. As Chen Chang'an locked eyes with her, a knowing smile crept onto his face. Over the past 2 days, Chen Chang'an had dug through his memories and finally figured out who she was. Young, a blade user, a breathtakingly beautiful girl who always dressed in black robes. The #1 genius of the Wind Profound Sect, Fang Ning. Back when I was at the Heavenly Fire Sect, I always wanted to spar with her. I never thought we'd actually end up fighting under these circumstances. Chen Chang'an shook his head. Fate really loves to play jokes. Fang Ning Eldersong muttered, catching sight of her. His expression darkened a bit. Fang Ning just shot him a cold, dismissive glance. She didn't say a word. Even though this was supposed to be a battle over the spirit array between the three major families of Sky Seal City. With so many different factions stepping in, the situation had become completely unpredictable. Even the most clueless observer could tell that whatever was about to happen was absolutely not going to be simple. Young Master Chen, these are Tier 3 Qi recovery pills, personally crafted by Grandmaster Ji Yuhai. I made sure to bring 3 of them here, for you all. Hong Yi jogged over, handing the 3 pills to Chen Chang'an. Yi Qinghan, and Yi Yan. Chen Chang'an looked up at the 7th Pavilion Master. The man just chuckled warmly. Without saying another word, thank you so much. Chen Chang'an offered a respectful bow toward the distance. This 7th Pavilion Master had been going out of his way to look out for him. This was a heavy favor, and he would remember it. Grandmaster Ji Yuhai's very own work. Yi Hongtian was utterly stunned. He knew exactly how wildly expensive Grandmaster Ji Yuhai's Qi recovery pills were. These were Tier 3 pills. Swallowing one would rapidly heal any severe injuries. The Tongtian Pavilion had already given back the spirit mine, and now they were just giving away these priceless pills? Why were they doing this? Activate the spirit array. An old man's voice boomed out. It was Lu Yin, the Lord of Sky Seal City. Although he stayed out of the turf wars between the 3 major families, he was highly respected by everyone. People truly looked up to him. And with his command, the long-dormant spirit array roared to life with a thunderous rumble. Massive waves of spiritual energy surged through it, like a raging, unstoppable tide. But for some reason, the exact moment the array activated, Chen Chang'an felt a faint, burning hunger stirring deep within his body. It felt like something unseen was pulling him in, calling out to him. From within the heaven-slaying blade, the mysterious woman suddenly spoke up. Beneath that spirit array, there's the aura of an ancient mystic rune. Hearing this, Chen Chang'an's eyes blazed with intense heat. The mysterious woman had mentioned this before. My overlord body isn't complete yet. I need to find the 9 ancient secret runes. For every rune I find, I can cultivate the corresponding divine form of the overlord body. To think there's a whole other world hidden beneath this spirit array. No wonder so many factions came. The younger generation of the three major families are stepping into the spirit array one after another. The battle for the spirit array is very simple and very direct. All disciples first enter the array to endure its pressure. Dozens of people will be eliminated round by round. Ultimately, 8 people will be chosen to participate in the final arena battle. Very simple, very direct. The arena battle isn't a pure knockout tournament. Instead, everyone fights each other in turns. Liu Yin will personally judge which family's disciples are stronger and have more potential. The winner gets the right to use the spirit array. Chen Chang'an, you actually had the guts to show up? Inside the spirit array, Liu Zheng was just about to sit cross-legged when he suddenly caught sight of Chen Chang'an. That piece of trash, still coming here to make up the numbers. Looks like the Yi family really has no one left. Is it your turn to speak, you piece of garbage? Yi Qinghan fired right back. Back then, you recklessly humiliated my brother-in-law and almost got beaten into a cripple. If your daddy hadn't dragged you to beg Master Ji Yu Hai for medicine, do you really think you'd still be standing here alive and kicking? Liu Zheng's face darkened. Living in Heavenly Seal City, they all used to live under Chen Chang'an's shadow. But that was only in the past. Yeah, Liu Zheng was almost crippled. But thankfully, he recovered. Chen Tianlong took over the conversation. Narrowing his eyes, he continued, but right now, a real cripple is standing right here. His bloodline destroyed. All his cultivation completely gone. Yi Qinghan, do you hate your brother-in-law that much? To expose his scars in public like this? Normally, Yi Qinghan would definitely be enraged by those words. He'd completely lose it, but, right now, his face was full of disdain. You'll find out soon enough. The 3 major families, totaling over 30 disciples, took their places inside the spirit array. Every young man had a calm expression. Surviving the first round, and making it into the top 8 wouldn't be easy. No one dared to let their guard down. Outside the spirit array, Chen Chang'an let out a sinister smile. Yi Hongtian, if your Yi family manages to get any disciple into the final 8, my son will personally take their lives. How about that? Are you scared? Oh, I'm scared all right. Yi Hongtian laughed loudly. I'm scared that you only have 2 sons. Once they both die, your bloodline ends right there. Who's going to bury you then? The 2 of them originally had a decent relationship. Unfortunately, the Chen family's ambitions expanded, and Chen Hui's broken engagement poured oil directly onto the fire. That's what led to this current fight to the death. Chen Zhangshan sneered. Don't get too cocky. The moment for your Yi family to be humiliated is coming right up. The spirit array activated. A terrifying, crushing pressure surged from all directions. The 30-plus disciples inside the spiritual array instantly felt that overwhelming aura bearing down on their very bones. Though it was only a rank 4 spiritual array, its value to the 3 major families was absolutely incalculable. Everyone was giving it their absolute all. Ah, so boring. Over at the Imperial Capital Academy's side, a young man shook his head. In the whole of Tianyan City, there used to be only 2 geniuses worth my time. Yi Qingyue made it into the Holy Land, and Chen Chang'an is nothing but a cripple now. As for the rest, I honestly don't have the absolute slightest interest in looking at them. You must maintain a humble heart at all times. He Wen shot the young man a warning glance and scolded him. Shi Yi, you must understand. The Yuan kingdom is vast. It's not just Yi Qingyue and Chen Chang'an. People like Fang Ning, Su Yao, and the others are also the favored prodigies of the major sects. Shi Yi just shrugged, keeping his mouth shut. If his older brother, Shi Lang, hadn't forced him to come, he never would have wasted his energy on such a pointless, boring little contest. His ultimate goal was the Holy Land. Swoosh. 2 figures were violently ejected from the spiritual array. Disciples were already being eliminated. The crowd quickly locked their eyes on them. Shockingly, both of those disciples were from the Yi family. Liu Ying was the first to burst into mocking laughter. Ha ha ha, your Yi family's disciples are seriously so damn weak. Well, who told the Yi family to keep slashing everyone else's cultivation resources? Giving it all to a piece of trash to help him recover? In the end, it was all for absolutely nothing. Serves them totally right. Chen Zhangshan's lips curled up into a wicked smirk. He was getting more and more thrilled by the second. Many of the spectators watching weren't exactly surprised by this, either. After Chen Chang'an was crippled, the Yi family simply refused to give up on him. Not only did they dump all their cultivation resources onto him, but they even sold off the family's one and only spirit crystal mine. They traded it all for pills to heal him. But looking at the results, it seems it was all a complete waste of time. Someone in the crowd sighed heavily, shaking their head. Think of how glorious Chen Chang'an used to be. What a damn pity. One wrong move, and everything falls apart. Su Yao is the daughter of the Sky Fire Sect's master, after all. She's also one of the most famous beauties in the entire Yuan kingdom. How could she ever let you get away with acting out of line like that? The Yi family's current mess? They completely brought it upon themselves. If the Yi family had just been a little more ruthless and tossed that trash Chen Chang'an out, they wouldn't have sunk into such a pathetic state. And once the Yi family falls, that's the exact moment my Chen family will finally rise to power. Chen Chang'an took a long, deep breath, and muttered under his breath, "Pu'er, just watch. Your father is going to get revenge for you." Swoosh. Another 3 people were thrown out. Disciples from the 3 major families. 1 from each family. Counting it all up, the competition had barely even started, and the Yi family had already lost 3 whole disciples. Everyone was looking at them like they were an absolute joke. Yi Hongtian, however, wasn't anxious in the slightest. He knew very well that the Yi family had poured all of their severely limited resources into Chen Chang'an, Yi Qinghan, and Yi Yan. As long as those 3 could hold out until the bitter end, even if every single other person was eliminated, it didn't matter at all. Once they secured the spiritual array, making it up to the other disciples later. Now that is the Yi family's strategy. With the spirit mine back in their hands, the pressure on the Yi family dropped drastically. If they can secure the spirit array, it practically guarantees their position as the #1 family in Tianlong City. Inside the spirit array, Chen Chang'an barely felt any pressure at all. He glanced around. Aside from Yi Qinghan and Yi Yan, the rest of the Yi family disciples were clearly struggling. The strongest among these disciples is only at the 7th stage of the human spirit realm. Making them fight for this is pushing it too far. The pressure just kept mounting. In the blink of an eye, 2 more Yi family disciples were sent flying. Peeved, those 2 coughed up blood, crashing to the ground, unable to recover their senses for quite a while. The Yi family elders immediately rushed over to help them up. On the other hand, the Lu and Chen families were cheering loudly. The oppressive weight of the spirit array continued to bear down, gradually reaching a point where even someone at the 8th stage of the human spirit realm would find it unbearable. As time went on, more and more people were eliminated. The initial 30 had been cut down to just half. On the Yi family's side, aside from Yi Yan, Yi Qinghan, and Chen Chang'an, everyone else had been knocked out. Chen Chang'an is actually still holding on. Chen Chang'an furrowed his brows, clearly puzzled. Could it be his cultivation has recovered? So what if it has? Elder Song scoffed dismissively. Chen Tianlong has a 4th grade spirit weapon in hand, plus an aura burst pill as his trump card. Chen Chang'an has already lost his bloodline. What is there to worry about? You're absolutely right, Elder Song. Chen Chang'an thought it over and agreed. He tossed aside his very last shred of doubt. Disciples continued to drop out. The crowd began to whisper amongst themselves, shocked that the Yi family actually still had 3 people standing. Chen Chang'an, for a worthless piece of trash, you sure know how to hang on. Inside the array, Lu Zheng narrowed his eyes dangerously. But that's fine. If you can drag yourself to the 2nd round, I'll just have the pleasure of finishing you off myself. Swoosh. A few more disciples were knocked out, and the spirit array finally dispersed its energy. The final 8 had been decided. 3 from the Yi family, and 2 from the Lu family. Huh? The Yi family actually had 3 people make it to the very end? Out of a total of 8 spots, the Yi family took 3 of them. The onlookers were utterly bewildered. No wonder you were acting so damn arrogant. Turns out your cultivation realm has recovered. Chen Tianlong sneered. But the bloodline you were so proud of has already been crippled. Even if you got lucky and recovered, you're still 100,000 miles beneath me. You talk way too much nonsense. Just wait, I'm gonna rip that tongue right out of your mouth. Yi Qinghan looked like a vicious wolf cub, his eyes radiating pure malice. Lu Yin shot a surprised look at Yi Hongtian, then announced. The battle for the spirit array enters the 2nd round. The 8 contenders will fight in rotation. I hope everyone remembers that harmony comes first. Let's try to avoid any fatal blows. As soon as those words fell, Lu Zheng stepped forward. Chen Chang'an, get the hell out here and die. Years ago, Chen Chang'an had nearly crippled him. Today, he was stepping up to wipe away that humiliation. Step down. It's not your turn to kill him, Chen Tianlong said coldly. Chen Chang'an, get on your knees and beg for your life right now. I might just leave your corpse intact so you're easier to bury. The crowd gasped. Both Lu Zheng and Chen Tianlong were their respective families' most talented youths, yet they were both stepping up to challenge Chen Chang'an at the same time. Just how deep was this grudge? Challenges must proceed in order. Lu Yin frowned. The situation was spiraling out of control, but he still tried his best to maintain order. Shut your mouth. Chen Tianlong arrogantly cut the city lord off. I'll challenge whoever the hell I want. What right do you have to dictate things here? I only call you City Lord Lu out of courtesy. If I drop the pleasantries, Tianlong City will belong to the Chen family by tomorrow. With the Heavenly Fire Sect backing him up, he wasn't afraid of the man at all. Lu Yin was fuming, his eyes wide with rage. Although he didn't hold much real power as city lord, he was still appointed by the Yuan Kingdom, representing legitimate official authority. Yet Chen Tianlong dared to humiliate him like this? On what grounds? Lu Zheng frowned. He knew Chen Tianlong was just trying to show off in front of Elder Song, which naturally annoyed him, on the grounds that I've broken through to the Earth Spirit realm. Because I am the #1 genius of Tianian City. Because my Chen family is about to rise to the top. Chen Tianlong declared, emphasizing every single word. Brimming with arrogance, he took a heavy step forward. The sheer pressure of his aura alone was enough to make it hard for Lu Zheng to breathe. The crowd was stunned. Lu Zheng gritted his teeth. He was furious, but he had no choice but to back down. After all, at the peak of the 9th level of the human spirit realm, he really wasn't a match. You arrogant! Lu Yin clenched his fists, his eyes burning with anger. Just as he was about to yell at them, Chen Chang'an stepped onto the arena. A smirk played on his lips. There's no need to take turns. Since you're both in such a hurry to die, then just come at me together. What? He wants to take on both of them? In the history of the Spirit Array battle, nothing like this had ever happened. The crowd erupted into gasps of disbelief. A criminal exiled by the Heavenly Fire Sect, spewing such arrogant bullshit? Where on earth was he getting this confidence? Lu Zheng and Shen Tianlong both shot him a deadly glare. This was a blatant insult. In the Spirit Array battle, the arena decides life and death. Once the words are spoken, there is absolutely no taking them back. Elder Song, who had been silent all this time, suddenly spoke up. Whether the boy was truly confident, or just running his mouth, as the elder's words rang out, Chen Chang'an's only way out was completely sealed. This kid sure has a lot of nerve, the 7th Pavilion Master chuckled. You can tell Song Ting is practically itching to make him. There's definitely more to the story about the Heavenly Fire Sect kicking him out that day. It's nothing but Su Yao stealing his bloodline, Fang Ning said coldly. Knowing her, it's not surprising she'd pull something like that. Still, back when the whole world turned against Chen Chang'an, the Yi family stood by him the whole time. That, I didn't see coming. That's exactly what I respect about him, the 7th Pavilion Master said, narrowing his eyes. To go through all that and still have his family's unconditional trust and support shows he's always been an honorable man, and that his family is fiercely united. And because of that, the power they unleash when they fight is absolutely terrifying. What the hell are you waiting for? Attack! Elder Song snapped, clearly pissed off by their hesitation. One of his main goals for this trip was to slaughter Chen Chang'an, and to wipe out the Yi family. As long as he got the right result, he couldn't care less how messy the process got. Chen Tianlong was reluctant at first. He figured he could easily kill Chen Chang'an all by himself. But after catching Elder Song's dark, warning glare, he swallowed his pride. Since you're asking to fight 1 against 2, then I won't hold back. Lu Zheng cracked his knuckles. Vicious, murderous glint flashed in his eyes as he instantly threw a savage punch straight at Chen Chang'an. They were practically point blank, and his strike was blindingly fast. A normal person wouldn't even have time to blink. But Chen Chang'an just sneered. His aura exploded into the sky, terrifying power surging into his own fist. Their fists collided mid-air, with a sickening, bone-shattering crunch. Lu Zheng's entire arm exploded into a mist of blood. The twisted grin on his face instantly froze. It quickly morphed into absolute terror as he gasped for air, and let out a blood-curdling scream. Just one punch. With just a single, violently brutal punch, he had completely obliterated Lu Zheng's arm. Chen Tianlong's face turned pale. His eyes widened in sheer panic and disbelief. Your strength, how is it this terrifying? He could feel it clearly. In the split second that punch was thrown, Chen Chang'an felt like an ancient, bloodthirsty beast awakening. Brutal, terrifying, ready to crush everything in his path and bury it all. Forget about Lu Zheng. Even if he had taken that hit himself, there was no way he could have blocked it. Die! Chen Tianlong was panicking inside, but his footwork stayed perfectly steady. He lunged forward, unleashing the Chen family's ultimate technique, the heart-shattering palm. He knew this move inside and out, having mastered it to absolute perfection. The moment the stance took form, a massive, terrifying energy began to surge. It slammed right into Chen Chang'an's chest with devastating, unstoppable force. Seeing this, Chen Tianlong was ecstatic. The heart-shattering palm relied on deadly precision, driving pure force straight into the internal organs, to rupture them and kill the target instantly. And this fool, Chen Chang'an, didn't even try to dodge. Too arrogant. But as the palm struck, all that devastating energy vanished into him like a stone dropping into the ocean. Not a single trace of impact came back. By the time Chen Tianlong realized something was wrong, it was already too late. Chen Chang'an took a step forward, slamming heavily right into his chest, sending him flying backwards. Peeved, Chen Tianlong coughed up a mouthful of blood, tumbling rapidly in reverse. Just as he was about to plummet off the arena, he forced his chi down to his core. His feet clawed into the ground, rooting himself to the very edge like an ancient tree. His face was incredibly grim. Lu Zheng and Chen Tianlong had attacked one after the other, yet both were shockingly repelled by Chen Chang'an. Swish. Lu Zheng tossed a pill into his mouth, his pupils instantly flashing with a blood-red light. His physical strength surged by 50% in an instant, his muscles bulging wildly. His clothes shredded inch by inch, as he let out a furious, beastly roar. Charging at Chen Chang'an with his only remaining arm, Chen Tianlong didn't hesitate either. He also swallowed a chi burst pill. These two, they actually prepared chi burst pills. That's a tier 3 pill. Taking it temporarily boosts your strength by 50%. But swallowing pills mid-battle, is that even fair? Many people in the crowd began to shout their doubts. Once you step into the death ring, lives are on the line. In a true duel to the death, both sides are fighting to slaughter the other. As long as it doesn't break the rules, why the hell not? Elder Song's explosive shout boomed across the arena, suppressing all the doubts in the crowd. Still, quite a few people continued to mutter under their breath, feeling that the two families were simply sore losers. It's already 2 against 1, and now they're taking chi burst pills too? Absolutely shameless. After Chen Tianlong's aura skyrocketed by 50%, he felt an unprecedented surge of power gathering rapidly in his chest. He had to release it. Roar. With a ferocious roar, he lunged forward as if venting all his rage. His physical strength was so overwhelming it whipped up violent gales of astral wind. Chen Tianlong had already broken into the Earth Spirit realm. Now, fueled by the Chi Burst pill, his combat power multiplied fiercely. Standing against him, Chen Chang'an seemed entirely helpless. But just when the crowd thought Chen Chang'an was doomed, he abruptly threw his palm upward, completely blocking Chen Tianlong's relentless assault. Then, with a casual flick of his wrist, he slapped the air, sending Lu Zheng tumbling backward once again. Effortless and graceful like taking a casual stroll in the park. Over at the Imperial Capital Academy's side, Shi Yi clearly noticed something. Raising an eyebrow, he murmured, to be merely in the human spirit realm, yet possess such incredibly dense blood chi. If I'm not mistaken, he has cultivated a hidden realm. He Wen pondered for a moment. I can sense that his spirit tier bloodline is truly ruined. To fall into the abyss, and still manage to claw his way back through sheer willpower. This kid is quite something. On the other side, the 7th Pavilion Master stood with his hands clasped behind his back. His smile grew ever more profound. It seems this little investment is going to bring in a massive return. These 2 chi burst pills definitely came from the Heavenly Fire Sect. Yi Hongqian's eyes darkened menacingly. Shameless bastards. I can't believe they're actually resorting to such dirty tricks. My Yi family and the Skyfire Sect are sworn enemies to the bitter end. The first elder gritted his teeth in absolute fury. Bang! In a split second, Chen Chang'an knocked the 2 of them back once again. Lu Zheng coughed up a huge mouthful of blood, his face turning deathly pale. Even at the peak of the 9th stage of the human spirit realm, both his cultivation and raw power were completely crushed by Chen Chang'an. The Chi Burst pill was certainly powerful, but it wasn't invincible. Seeing that he couldn't get the upper hand, Chen Tianlong refused to wait any longer. With a furious roar, he summoned the soul-drawing sword, a tier 4 spiritual weapon, fully unleashing its deadly edge. A monstrous arc of sword light slashed right across the sky. The blinding flash was freezing cold. Chen Chang'an narrowed his eyes, executing the 7-foot mystic step to instantly dodge out of the way. The soul-drawing sword, I remember now. That's your spiritual weapon, isn't it? Fang Ning sneered coldly. To deal with a 17-year-old boy, not only do you gang up 2 on 1, you even use a Chi Burst pill and the soul-drawing sword. It seems your Skyfire Sect is absolutely desperate to win. Where does your Wind Mystic Sect get the nerve to laugh at us? Elder Song roared in fury. It seems you've forgotten the absolute massacre from that battle exactly 1 year ago. 9 of your Wind Mystic Sect's inner disciples died in the Black Worm Mountain range. 9 corpses hung high at the very peak of the mountain. In just 7 more days, it will be the exact anniversary of their deaths. Yet you couldn't even bring their bones back home. You could only build empty graves with their clothes. And among them was your own older brother, wasn't it? Fang Ning's eyes turned blood red. Her killing intent violently surged. Just as she was about to completely lose control, the 7th Pavilion Master reached out and firmly gripped her shoulder, his voice low and heavy. Don't do anything reckless. I really want to kill him right here and now. Fang Ning tightly closed her beautiful eyes, her eyelashes trembling slightly. There will be plenty of chances later. The 7th Pavilion Master gave Elder Song a long, deep look. Back on the arena, Chen Tianlong aggressively closed the distance. Gripping the soul-drawing sword in his right hand, he delivered massive, sweeping slashes. Brilliant arcs of sword light exploded in all directions, making it incredibly hard to defend against. At first, Chen Chang'an could hold his ground, but under such a relentless barrage, he finally left an opening. Chen Tianlong's eyes lit up with malicious glee. He thrust his sword forward, striking perfectly dead center on Chen Chang'an's chest. It's finally over, he rejoiced wildly, immediately trying to drive the soul-drawing sword straight through Chen Chang'an's body. But no matter how hard he pushed, even when the blade itself started bending under the pressure, it couldn't pierce even a fraction of an inch further. It was as if he had just stabbed into a solid plate of divine steel. This spiritual weapon is certainly sharp. What a shame it's in the hands of a useless piece of trash like you. You can't even scratch my defense. Chen Chang'an sneered coldly, lifting his chin as a terrifying glint flashed through his eyes. Through his torn clothes, the very tip of the sword could be seen pressing into his skin. But that was exactly where it stopped. His tyrant physique was incredibly tough, as hard as divine iron. The moment their eyes met, Chen Tianlong felt that Chen Chang'an's gaze was like a bottomless abyss, as if it would suck his very soul inside. He froze completely. Right at that moment, Lu Zheng launched a vicious sneak attack from the side. Boom! His fist landed a solid blow right on Chen Chang'an's temple. At the same time, he roared, "Chen Tianlong, what the hell are you staring at?" But before he could even finish his sentence, squelch. With lightning speed, Chen Chang'an thrust his hand straight through Lu Zheng's chest. In the palm of his hand, he clutched a still-beating heart. Lu Zheng's eyes widened in sheer terror. His body went completely limp, collapsing to the ground. Even in death, he couldn't comprehend how Chen Chang'an had become so terrifyingly strong. After killing Lu Zheng, a mocking smirk crept onto Chen Chang'an's face. "Chen Tianlong, I can see you're quite proud of yourself. You really think you're the #1 genius of Tianji City, don't you? That you'll just breeze your way right into the Sky Fire Sect? But the truth is you don't even have the right to make me draw my blade." Not even close. Bang! Chen Chang'an drove a fist dead center into Chen Tianlong's forehead, cracking his skull wide open. Unable to withstand the massive impact, his neck let out a sickening crack and snapped off. He flew straight backward, an absolute one-hit kill. Chen Tianlong was dead. After taking care of them both, Chen Chang'an casually snatched up the soul-drawing sword. He held it up and inspected it. A Tier 4 spirit weapon. Not bad at all. It's mine now. The entire arena fell dead silent. It wasn't just the Lu family. The Chen family was completely dumbfounded too. Even the Yi family never expected things to escalate to such a wild extreme. It was a total massacre. Was there ever even a sliver of doubt? "You're a dead man." Elder Song simply couldn't contain his boiling murderous rage. He raised his hand, gathering a concentrated surge of sword aura, and slashed it straight through the air toward Chen Chang'an. The very fabric of space tore open wherever the blade aura passed. He was actually a sword cultivator, whether wielding a saber or a sword. Once a cultivator reached a certain level of mastery, they could tap into its true realm. And once they entered that realm, a true master of the blade was born. Both saber and sword cultivators were known for one thing: absolute, ruthless lethality. They possessed overwhelming power and commanded elite status. They could effortlessly crush any opponent within their own rank. But entering that realm was incredibly difficult. Many weapon-wielding cultivators could spend their entire lives without ever touching the true realm of their weapon. So, when Elder Song made his move, a collective gasp of shock ripped through the crowd. A Tier 7 Earth Spirit Realm sword cultivator was going to execute Chen Chang'an right then and there. He was throwing even the most basic rules out the window. Up on the stage, Chen Chang'an's eyes turned icy cold. He glared like a savage beast. The Sky Fire Sect's motto had always been to slaughter without mercy. This old dog was acting on his sect's orders, coming here with one goal: to deal the killing blow. "Song Ting, don't you dare!" Yi Hongtian roared furiously, channeling every ounce of his cultivation power. He leapt into the air like a startled swan, throwing himself directly into the path of that terrifying blade. Even though he was only at the 5th tier of the Earth Spirit Realm, Yi Hongtian did not hesitate. Yi Yan's expression shifted, instinctively touching the ancient black ring on his finger. Clang! Just when everyone thought Chen Chang'an was dead for sure, the fierce blade aura struck first despite being launched later, violently knocking the sword aura away. The two forces crashed into each other, letting out a deafening sound of shattering defeat. As an elder of the Heavenly Fire Sect, suffering a crushing defeat in a duel where you had every possible advantage, and then attacking a junior out of sheer humiliation. What a perfect display of your sect's true colors. Dressed entirely in black, the icy and beautiful Fang Ning curled her lips into a mocking sneer. Her voice was like a freezing spring in a hidden valley. The blood-red treasure blade she always cradled in her arms finally left its sheath. In an instant, countless eyes locked onto her. The girl had pale, porcelain skin, exquisite features, and long dark hair tied high in a ponytail. Her aura was freezing cold, as if she couldn't care less about anything in the world. But if you looked closely, you could feel the scorching thirst for battle hidden deep within those beautiful eyes. Fang Ning, are you really going to protect him? Elder Song's eyes were utterly chilling. Killing him is the sect master's direct order. If your Wind Profound sect insists on shielding him, as payback, we will hunt down and slaughter every single one of your disciples. For an outcast of the Heavenly Fire Sect, sacrificing so many of your own people. Do you really think it's worth it? These words completely laid everything out in the open. The Heavenly Fire Sect wanted to rip out the weeds by their roots. Against whoever dared to stand in their way. I still have an unresolved agreement with him. You cannot kill him. The bloodblade in Fang Ning's hand gave off a thick, metallic stench. She tilted her beautiful face up, her lovely eyes staring right through Elder Song. Just yesterday, I broke through to the 4th tier of the Earth Spirit Realm. I invite Elder Song, at the 7th tier, to teach me a few moves. At that exact moment, a magnificent blade aura erupted all around her, wherever the blood light passed. The murderous intent was so overwhelming it forced the very space to twist and warp. For a split second, many cultivators hallucinated, as if standing right in front of them was a girl walking straight out of a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. She was so breathtakingly beautiful, so fiercely intense, so razor-sharp, and so utterly dazzling. The 7th Pavilion Master, always happy to stir the pot, chuckled and added, Tier 7 against Tier 4. The advantage is all yours. Elder Song took a deep breath. Harsh words. He could spit them all day. But actually making a move? He might not have the guts. Even though his cultivation realm gave him an absolute advantage, if they really traded blows, he wasn't guaranteed to beat Fang Ning. This girl's technique was borderline divine. Her strength was monstrous. Fighting above her level was just a piece of cake for her. Effortlessly easy. I will ask you one last time. Elder Song roared, trying desperately to project a wolf-like ferocity. If you protect him today, next year, your Wind Profound sect will lose even more disciples. The casualties will be countless. I'd advise you to think this through. The Wind Profound sect and the Skyfire sect have always been mortal enemies. Fang Ning smirked. Trying to use that to threaten me? That's just pathetic. Elder Song's knuckles cracked as he clenched his fists tight. Every ounce of fury in his heart screamed at him to draw his sword right then and there. To slaughter Chen Chang'an, no matter the cost. But reason held him back. If he dared to draw his blade he would be the one to die. Never mind Fang Ning. The 7th Pavilion Master was standing right there. The 7th Pavilion Master rarely ever made a move, but absolutely no one dared to question his strength. Up on the arena, Chen Chang'an raised an eyebrow, calmly watching the drama unfold. Elder Song's face twisted in rage time and time again. Finally, after a bitter internal struggle, he backed down. Sure, Chen Chang'an's talent was incredible, but with his spiritual bloodline crippled, he would never reach his former glory. There was no need to throw his own life away over him. Fang Ning, when a pile of severed heads is dumped at the gates of your Wind Profound sect, you better not regret what you've done here today. Elder Song spat out the vicious threat, then stormed back to the Chen family's ranks, his face completely dark. Chen Chang'an stood there, frozen like a statue. He stared blankly at the still warm corpse on the stage, his mind completely empty. In just 3 short days both of his incredibly talented sons had met violent ends. The pure hatred. Not too far away, Liu Yang was violently trembling as well, his eyes bloodshot. Elder Chen Chang'an turned around and dropped to his knees. Please, avenge my son. Elder Song's eyes flashed with venom. I have already sent word to the sect. That bastard Chen Chang'an won't be gloating for long. Wind Profound sect won't be able to protect him. As long as he's still in the Yuan Kingdom, no one can save him. Meanwhile, Chen Chang'an clasped his hands together. Many thanks, Miss Fang. After this spirit array battle is over, we still have a duel to settle. Fang Ning sheathed her blood-red blade. Her beautiful face remained icy cold. You promised you would break through to the Earth Spirit Realm. Don't break your word. Naturally, Chen Chang'an replied, radiating confidence as he strode down from the arena. Liu Yin watched him walk away. For a brief moment, in a daze. It felt like he was looking at the legendary young swordsman who once shook half the Yuan Kingdom. Perhaps he was just lying in wait. He never truly left. And with that, the first round of the Spirit Array battle came to an end. Of the original 8 disciples, only 6 remained. According to the rules, the tournament should have continued. But right now, neither the Chen family nor the Liu family had any courage left to fight. Who would be next?